Good morning and welcome to Williams Dog Training Company. We're here this morning with Fred and Mr. Nice, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today is Mr. Nice's ability to understand and respond to his obedience commands, the corrections and motivations that we give him while we're working with him, and the training equipment that we're using. Fred is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he's going to keep the bulk of that leash folded neatly in his right hand, leaving his left hand free to give the correction. The correction that we give is a tug and let go on the training collar, which is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Mr. Nice has been fitted with his own personal training collar, and we'll show you how to properly use this during your one-on-one lesson. As you can see, Mr. Nice is seated very nicely on Fred's left, which is where all our obedience training is done. The first exercise they're going to demonstrate is heeling. Heeling is proper walking on a leash. Fred and Mr. Nice are taking off doing that now. The command is Mr. Nice heel. We've also incorporated an automatic sit into this, so anytime Fred stops his feet, Mr. Nice will sit. There's an automatic sit there. And another one. It's important during heeling that Mr. Nice walks at your pace on your left hand side. He shouldn't pull ahead or lag behind. He should walk right at your pace. The next exercise we're going to demonstrate is the stay command. The stay is a hand and voice command. Fred's going to use the open flat of his left palm about an inch or so from Mr. Nice's muzzle, and the one-word command to stay. He'll then walk out to the end of the training leash. It's a great exercise to help build some self-control in Mr. Nice. You want to start at about a minute and work your way up to about 3 minutes. When Fred returns back to Mr. Nice, he's going to walk all the way around him, providing an added distraction as he goes behind him, and right back into left-hand side heel position. Mr. Nice remains seated throughout, gets a little praise, and they're off heeling again. We'll demonstrate some more of the heel, the sit, and the stay for you. An automatic sit there. And gives him the stay again, and out to the end of the training leash. And this time, instead of returning back to Mr. Nice, Fred's going to demonstrate the recall or the come command. You call him in using his name, he comes in nicely, sits right in front of you. And then we have an exercise called the finish. Mr. Nice will heel around the back of Fred, and right back to that left-hand side heel position. We'll demonstrate it one more time. Stay. Give him the stay. Out to the end of the training leash. Call him into you. Comes in, sits in front. And then he'll perform the finish again by going around the back and right back to that left-hand side. Get some praise and they're off heeling again. It's a great time to remind you should practice all your commands about 15 to 20 minutes a day just to keep the commands fresh in Mr. Nice's mind. You can practice inside and outside your home and just incorporate the commands into your daily routine. We're going to demonstrate our down commands. The first is down from a heel position. Fred's going to use the open flat of his left palm straight down towards the ground and the one-word firm command to down. And then gives him a stay and out to the end of the training leash. It's another great exercise to build that self-control. On this one you want to start at about 3 minutes and work your way up to about 5. When Fred returns back to Mr. Nice, he's going to walk all the way around him as he did on the sit stay, and right back to that left-hand side heel position. Mr. Nice remains down throughout, and they're off heeling again. We'll demonstrate the down for you one more time. Gives him the stay, out to the end of the training leash. And this time he'll show you that recall or the come command again. Call him in right from the down, comes in nicely, sits right in front, and then he'll perform the finish by going around the back and right back to that left-hand side. We'll give them a minute to get lined up for the final command, which will be down from a distance. It's also an important time to let you know, if for any reason you give Mr. Nice a command and he does not listen, the first word out of your mouth should be no, followed by a correction, and then repeat the command. This will be down from a distance. You're going to leave him in a sit-stay and walk out to the end of the training leash. This is the only time you're going to use your right hand to give the command, and Fred will drop him into a down from the end of the training leash.
No, sit.
He came in instead of going down, so Fred used the word no, gave him a correction, and now he'll repeat the command. Leave him in the sit-stay, and gives him the down. He'll then return back to him by walking all the way around, and right back to that left-hand side heel position. Excellent job. Alright, we've demonstrated for you the obedience commands that Mr. Nice has learned here at school. It's been a pleasure working with Mr. Nice, and thank you again for choosing Williams Dog Training Company as your personal dog